Hello, I'm Karen Freeman Wilson, Mayor of the great city of Gary, Indiana.
And I'm Ron Brewer, President of the Gary Common Council.
Can you hear it? It's the buzz of good news.
Good news, Gary, that is.
Yes, the word is out that great things are happening in Gary.
Now residents can see all the positive things taking place in our city from the comfort of their homes.
Good news, good news, good news, good news, good news, good news, good news.
Good News Gary, aired right here on our Gary Access channel.
Well, good evening, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to our brand new show, Good News Gary. Hi, I'm Councilman Ron Brewer, Councilman Large and the current President of the Gary Common Council.
And I'm Karen Freeman Wilson, Mayor of the City of Gary, and we are so excited to talk about the good news that is occurring in the City of Gary.
We want to take this time just to let the citizens know and give updates on what's going on in the city and how we're going to make sure we deliver these things in a more efficient way to you.
Mark your calendars for the exciting events coming up in the City of Gary. On Tuesday, April 23rd, at the Genesis Convention Center, we will host the Senior Health Fair. On Saturday, April 27th, the entire community is invited to come out and volunteer for Blight Buster Day. And on Tuesday, May 21st, join us for the opening day of the Gary South Shore Railcats. For more information about events in the City of Gary, please call 219-881-1300.
In fact, why don't we start, because it's spring, it's a beautiful day out today, and of course when the snow melts, you see all of the dirt that accumulated over the winter. So let's talk about that. I think you just had your recent or your first meeting of the cleanup committee, didn't you?
Yes, Mayor. Just this past Thursday, we had our first meeting of the year. It was a great meeting, had a great turnout. What we have tried to do this year is something a little bit different. What we've been soliciting, what I've been soliciting, my colleagues will have at least 2 people to come and represent out of the district to have more feedback. And we want to make sure that every part of the city is served with people representing. And we're talking about just a regular citizen that sees things on a daily basis that we normally don't get a chance to see.
I think that's an excellent idea, and I think it'll go so well with the new Love Your Black campaign, Love Your Block campaign. In fact, you know, we've been really focusing on loving the city and loving our blocks, and our block clubs have gotten involved in that. Well, now Public Works, Demolition, all of our departments that provide city services are going to get involved in it. It's a new comprehensive plan. They're going from district to district. They're going to pick up items. They're going to direct residents to our drop-off centers. They're going to do everything that needs to be done, like cleaning up dump sites, filling potholes, whatever needs to be done, and they're going to do it district by district. But I think the part that will make this really work well is that they're going to add contractors to their work. And so we've already had contractors to come into City Hall to look at the areas that need to be cleaned up where we don't believe that city staff may have the time to do it, so that a contractor can focus on a particular site, give an estimate, so we'll have that competitive bidding there. And we'll get it done. So I'm so excited. They're starting April 1st, and I think we'll see a big difference in our city.
Well, Mayor, I have to say they have started already.
Yeah.
We had a discussion before a couple of years ago. The cleanup committee used to do our own cleanup inside the city, and we would pick out different areas, and we used to start at 2050 grant would be our main focus point. And a couple of years ago, it was just, you know, you have a smaller group, you're trying to do so much inside the city, and it was just a better impact for us to come together and get things done. So we talked about the 25th Avenue and Grant corridor, and I have to say I'm happy to see that we had contractors or city workers out this weekend. Only thing I can say is that it got cleaned up.
Yes.
They're still in the process of cleaning up, but they have made a big change to that corner there, and they have assured me that they're not finished with it all. So I'm very well pleased with what I see thus far.
That corner looks so good, and it's a wonderful place to start. One, because it's a gateway to the city, but the other is because we have a new property that has been removed from that corner.
Absolutely.
So, to be able to really clear that lot, to clear every corner, the church already handles their part, Walgreens handles their part. So I think that's going to be a good look for the city of Gary.
Absolutely. That corridor has really transformed itself with the new businesses that have come into the county market plaza there. We have been in great partnership now with the news, and the Family Dollar has moved out.
Yes.
And I believe that Dollar General is there now, a Dollar Tree,
yes.
Either one of those, but they have stepped up to the plate and making sure that they're taken care of, making sure the trash bins are empty, and making sure things are cleaned up around a lot better than what we have seen in the past. So I would say we're making great progress in that area there.
I'm really excited about that area as well, Mr. President. The other part that I would add is that entire Grant Street corridor. When you think about all of the retail that we've seen come onto that sector, from the Speedway to the car wash that they're building, to the O'Reilly's Auto Park that everybody's been waiting for and it's finally open, that's such a great look for that corridor. And so I'm really excited about what's going on.
Yeah, and sometimes, Mayor, we get a lot of pushback especially when we talk about trucks, or gas stations inside the city. But I believe we're raising the bar.
Absolutely.
And when I say that, if you look at where Steel City truck stop used to be and how it looks now over there, if you look at Love's, it's a whole lot better there. If you look at Speedway, Speedway is a big new facility that comes out of the city, and we see so many people from outside as well as residents that patronize it. But it's clean, the whole bathroom issue that we have been talking about for years in the city. We don't have those issues with the new facility that we have put up. They've been great partners with us.
Absolutely. And, another partner, Amazon.
Amazon, absolutely.
They have just been tremendous. They're going to participate. In fact, we're going to get some Amazon swag at the Blight Buster. So when Blight Buster comes on April 27th, we're going to have some Amazon treat kits. But more importantly, they are providing jobs to Gary residents. They have come in here. They have 500 people employed. They are driving, they are doing all types of things, paying living wages, $16 an hour, and that's significant for our residents. But more importantly, they want to be a part of our corporate community, and that's something that's really, really exciting.
Welcome to the City of Gary's Transportation, Distribution, and Logistics Hiring Fair. Today we have with us Amazon.
My name is Joshua Brewer. I just came in from the little orientation we had for Amazon. In all honesty, it seems like it's going to be a great experience. I'm trying to be a delivery driver, so they don't have the positions open right now. But she did give me the information, so I can have a first come, first serve when they do have the position open. $15 base pay, can't really beat that. Go Amazon.
Businesses, man, it's really like man-blowing. It's really indescribable right now, because a lot of people, they can look down on you, they can talk down on you, but as long as you keep talking up on you, as long as you keep talking up about your city, then it'll rise up. And that's just what I believe. I just believe in, in a higher power, and I just believe in Jesus Christ.
Well, Mary, it's funny that you bring up about Amazon. A few years ago when you wrote a proposal, kind of got a little laughed at, and they want to poke fun and thought it was a joke that you were so far-fetched, to reach out there, but look what we did to see.
Absolutely.
We have 500 people that's working in our community that didn't have a place to work at one time in that area, but we're now giving job opportunities now.
That is absolutely right. I'm glad you reminded me of that, Councilman Brewer, because we did take a lot of a hit on that,
yes.
A lot of ridicule. But, my position is sometimes you have to see things that people can't see. And, why not? The only thing they could say was no. And so we don't have HQ2, but we have a pretty busy delivery station And I bet you that gas station across the street,
they love it.
they love every minute of it.
Well, I just want to say, for Amazon, you're having a problem in New York, we're still open.
That's exactly right.
Also, so, yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, but we have a lot of traffic that's happening inside of that corridor there. Like I said, the gas station is benefiting, and I also see a benefit for another gas station to come there also too,
Sure,
because there's a previous one down the street there where I couldn't see someone letting their market just go all straight to Amazon, making all that money on it.
That's absolutely right. And the thing about that corridor and that street is, in addition to having Amazon, we're about to do paving in that area, not just in that area, but all over the city. But I just thought it made sense. You have Amazon on 15th and Texas. We know that residents who go into Aetna that way and who go into Miller that way certainly want to ride on a paved street. So 15th Avenue, actually from Broadway all the way to Clay Street, is going to be paved, as well as Texas Street, south or north of 15th Avenue. So that's going to be a nice new paved corridor. And I was just looking at all of the paving that we had done just over since 2016. And it's been amazing that we have paved streets every year. Part of it is the wheel tax that we've received, but also a part of it is the partnership that we've had with the state of Indiana through our Community Crossings Grant. And you know what? We just got another $1 million from the Community Crossing Grant.
Now that's great news.
That's better than good news. That's great news. You're right. You're right.
Yes.
So we're excited about that. We're looking forward to not only paving, but striping. We know we were a little late in the season last year, and we didn't get a chance to stripe it. And we want to do some crack sealing on those 2013 and 2014 roads that we have paved. So that's important as well.
And I know that was definitely a request of mine for us not to strike because we were so far into the season.
That's right.
Thank you for that,
yes.
Honoring that, because I think people will get a chance to see a fresh coat of paint that's going on, and I'm glad we did too, because we had a rough little season here with the ice, the snow. We did a lot more pushing snow and ice and everything than what we normally do in Texas.
We pushed a lot of snow this season, and I wasn't a very good physics student, but after seeing the polar vortex and all the potholes it's created, I understand at least that part of physics. So we've got a lot of work to do. The crews have been out. In fact, we've had 4 crews out a day filling potholes all over the city. And they're still doing it with cold patch now, but at the beginning of April, they'll be able to do it with hot patch. And that, along with the paving that's going to occur, I think citizens will see a major difference in our infrastructure in our city.
Okay, well, we know we hear that P word, potholes and paving.
Yes.
People are happy to hear the paving is taking place and a little upset to talk about the potholes.
Yes, they are.
But you talk about the polar vortex, as they call it. It definitely hit us. And what I tell people a lot of times, when you get that element of the rain, the cold, the freeze, and the unthaw, and once those things get inside the crack, it causes it to expand and become bigger than what you normally would have. And we see that now we have a major problem. And I talked about the last council meeting. It's not just us that's seeing a rash number of potholes. It's throughout the region. It's throughout the state.
Absolutely.
I was just traveling out of town this weekend, and just on the expressway, there was so many potholes and where something jumped off of a pickup truck that was on the truck. And those things will be a life-changing experience there.
They're very dangerous, very dangerous. And you're right. I was down in Indianapolis with the General Assembly, and I was like, man, they have more potholes than we do. And as I was listening to people talk about it, I felt sorry for my friend Joe Hogstead, because he's getting his share of complaints about potholes. But the good news is you fill them, you pave where it's no longer sufficient to fill them. And the great thing that we do in the city of Gary is we have a plan. We have an assessment that we do. We find out where our worst streets are. We also take some time and sort of drive around And that makes a difference because we're not playing favorites or we're not ignoring one portion of the city and in favor of another. And if you look at it, we've done potholes, we've done paving rather, in every district of the city. And if you add it up, it's really been pretty even throughout the city. So I'm very pleased about that.
Well, Mayor, I know you're the president of NLC, and I was there the last session that we had, and I took what you brought to everyone, all the members that was there. You did a polling. You had put up on the screen, and you put several different other things up there. But one thing you put up there was infrastructure, and I took the same polling, and at the same time, you were putting it out there to them. I was making a Facebook post about it.
Sure.
And the same result that we get back doing that particular polling was the same results we get back home. But it's an issue that everyone is experiencing infrastructure.
Yes.
Everyone around the region, everyone around the United States, all the mayors, all the council members, infrastructure is a problem for everybody.
It is.
And sometimes you feel like it's a problem just for us until you go out in other places and see they're dealing with the same thing, if not even more so than what we're dealing with.
And you're absolutely right. And that's one of the reasons why it's so important to be engaged, not only with our General Assembly, and they have the great Community Crossings Program, but also to be engaged with our federal government, with Congressman Bisklowski, with Senators Braun and Young. In fact, we just broke ground on a project with Congressman Bisklowski. It's called a 219 project, where they're rebuilding sewers in the Ambridge section, and some of those sewers date back to the early 1900s.
That's great news also.
Yes, it is.
So that will be pretty much the second one within a year's time span. I believe we did one out in Atlanta last year.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's great news to hear because we know we have an aging sewer system in the city of Gary. So that's great news to hear that.
Yes, I'm excited about it. Everything will flow better, and you know, you don't always see it when it's working.
Oh, yeah.
But when it isn't working,
you see it.
You absolutely you see it and smell it. Good point. Good point. Yeah. So, you know, I think that we're making progress. You know, one of the things that I appreciate that you and your colleagues on the council have done is to really emphasize and talk about financial accountability. We've done the same thing with our financial recovery plan. We've been working together every week. We now have an internal auditor who reports to us, and I'm telling you, she is burning it up.
Absolutely.
She is burning it up.
Finding the things that we need to correct, and she implementing us a pathway that should
Yes, yes. So I just want to give a shout out to Roxanne Williams because she is doing a wonderful job, and we know that we've had some audits that have not been favorable. And one of the things that they talk about is internal controls, and sometimes in an effort to conserve on hiring people or to make sure that you're kind of being conservative in how many people you have working, you miss the internal controls part. But we're getting that balance back, and we're monitoring it every week. And I'm looking forward to us correcting a number of the issues that she has raised and moving forward with our internal controls.
My name is Deja from All Pet Supplies, and I'm here to tell you about our store. We sell multiple things. We sell things for hamsters, guinea pigs, rabbits, dogs, pets, any type of reptile. And if we do not have what you request in our store, we will order it. We also do delivery.
We're at 3982 Broadway, Gary, Indiana, 219-885-9670.
But there has been so much done before, and that's not going to talk about what we're going to talk about. What we're going to do now. Yes. Let's just talk about what we have done, and then let's talk about what we're planning to do.
You know, that's a great point, Mr. President, because I actually sat down recently and just wrote out the 6 streets, that we have paved. In fact, the Public Works Department color-coded them for us. And when I looked at it, I mean, we paved 25th Avenue all the way from Ellis Street, and I bet some people don't even know where Ellis Street is, all the way to Burr Street. We did the same or a similar thing with Clark Road. We went from 4th Avenue to 15th, and then there's some future part paving to Clark Road. We've done 19th Avenue, a long part of 19th Avenue, a long part of 21st Avenue. We've done 8th Avenue almost from end to end. And all of those streets are streets that are widely traveled, because the theory is if we do the main streets, then, you know, we can also get to the side streets as things go along. Now, there have been some side streets. One that comes to mind very readily is the area around 48th in Delaware, 48th in Vermont, Kentucky, and those streets were just failing. I mean, they were literally dirt roads. And so we went and did those side streets, I think, again, with the council's agreement and encouragement, because we knew that those streets were failing. But, you know, we're on main streets. You know, every now and then you encounter a person, I know I do, I'm sure you do as well, who says, when are you going to pave my alley? Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's the person that I smile and just nod and, you know, say, well, we're working on main streets now.
Well, I know, of course, I grew up in Etna, and for years, even in 82 when we came there, Clay Street has always been that roller coaster street, almost like Chase.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth.
But now Clay Street is paved. After years and years, Clay Street is finally paved, and there's a good entranceway to Etna, and even all of 13th now, all of Clay is now paved.
Absolutely. So Clay all the way from Lake Station to the end, it is fully paved. But also in Etna, we did parts of Etna Avenue, we did 13th Avenue, as you said, and you know, and so while we haven't gotten to the side streets, we've done the main areas in Etna. We've done many of the main streets in other parts of Miller, like Locust, Shelby. We've done a significant portion of Montgomery. We did a large portion of Forest, more to come. And of course, Grand Boulevard was one of the first streets that we paved in the lakefront area, because again, we want to honor the investment that is coming into our city. We want to honor the citizens who are adding to their property, who are investing in their property. I think it's so important all over the city.
Absolutely. And I also know last year in Etna, on that would be the east side of Etna,
yes.
I would say, we did a tremendous number of tree trimming. I believe every
yes.
tree on that side of Etna, you had either trim, cut back, or if it was dead, you had to remove, and stumps taken out.
Yes.
And a lot of stuff cleared out, abandoned lots. So there was a tremendous number of cleanup, and you see the results now, and the citizens that have taken pride inside the neighborhood, even citizens that's within the area.
Yes, it is.
They have stepped up and continue to make progress and keeping things clean also, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, everybody knows that Madeira doesn't play about her neighborhood, and she spends a lot of time cleaning, but I think you're right. It was driven by the fact that the city came in, that we started doing demolition in Etna. In fact, Etna was one of the first areas that we targeted for demolition, but also tree trimming, also cleanup of dump sites and those overgrown areas, vacant lots. And we will continue to do that because, you know, what we try to do is spread the love all over the city. I know that some people think, well, you don't like this area or you've forgotten about this area. And it's not that we've forgotten or we don't like, we love all neighborhoods and communities in our city. The challenge is that there are 56 square miles. And that's a whole lot of it. In fact, it's the same size as Boston, Massachusetts. Yep, it sure is. It sure is.
Well, now, I guess let's talk about the good part. Everyone's really waiting on the paving.
Well, the paving that's coming forward. So we're going to finish Clark Road. We're going to take it from 15th Avenue all the way to Ridge. I said earlier that we're taking 15th Avenue from Broadway. We're going east all the way to Lake Street where it dead ends. We're going to take Grant Street take that south of 35th Avenue because we did all of Grant Street North. And we're going to take Georgia Street, again, keep it in all sides of town. So we're going to take Georgia Street from 39th to 49th Avenue because we had done Georgia Street up to 39th. And then we're going to take 6th Avenue and take that all the way from east to west. And those are just those that just roll off the tip of my tongue. Because, we're going to do Madison Street. There's a little portion of Madison Street that is just horrible.
Yes,
from 19th to 21st. Yes. In fact, it's so bad that I turned, I use Madison Street to drive to church, but I always make that left before I get to 19th. Okay. Yeah.
Well, what about this? Is off the top of my head, 45th in Garrison to...
That is another bad area, right near the cemetery. Yes. So we are going to take that. The county actually paved up to Grant Street. So we're going to take the paving from Grant and continue east. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Karen Freeman Wilson, and I'm happy to be here with Arius Williams, the new owner of Gowdy's. He is investing in our community, has reopened a building that was closed, and we all know the Gowdy's brand, and quite frankly, we all love it. In fact, I was here about a week ago, and not only did I have some great fish, but I had some of the best greens in the city. So you need to make sure that you make your way down to 10th and Broadway to the new Gowdy's, another Gary business investing in our community. And as you can see around me, employing people in our community, because it's all about not only business, but business and employment. So Mr. Williams, I'm going to first congratulate you. Thank you for investing in the city and let you know that we stand ready as a partner to support your efforts and to support your investment in our community. So do you have anything that you'd like to say to the public this morning?
We're just happy to be back in Gary. Gary always showed us love. We've been in business over 30 years here in Gary, so I mean, I appreciate the love y'all giving us over the years as well.
So we're here to cut a ribbon, and we have ribbons right here, and so let's get ready.
This is my daughter. She's gonna cut the ribbon.
Okay, and this is Ashanti, right? Yes. All right, and she is going to do us the honors of cutting. All right.
All right.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you. Thanks again. All right.
So this is our first edition of Good News Gary. We are so excited that you tuned in to join us, and remember to emphasize the good news and spread the good news because there's so much of it in the city of Gary.